Yo, what's up, Carlos? How are you doing? Yeah, man, I'm doing good. How are you? It's been a while. Yeah, just kidding. I don't know how many people are on here, but I'm flying solo today. Eric is busy. He's traveling, so no Eric today. You'll have to put up with just myself. Anyway, we got some exciting stuff going on today. Before we get to that, well, I'm still at home, back home. Eric is traveling in Denmark and then back to the States this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or later in the week. And yeah, I'm here at home. Can't really travel at the moment, but I want to show you guys something exciting that I acquired, I think last week. Yeah, last week. Let me just unwrap it. So I'm a collector. I collect various things. Whoa. This guy.
What is going on?
What's up, man? I'm here like preparing to fly solo and you just appeared out of nothing. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. I just pulled into the hotel we're staying at for the night, so I don't know how good the internet is. I don't know
It's a
how good my
little
audio,
bit.
anything is, but I
Yeah,
think
it's
I'll
a
help
bit.
you out.
Yeah, cool, good. Well, I'm glad you joined me. I just said to the guys you travel from Denmark and then to America back at the weekend. But anyway, I'm glad you joined. I want to show you something. As you know, I'm a collector. I collect a lot of things. And you've been showing all these things on our live streams. I'm going to show you something special that I acquired the other day. This is a Springbank Scotch whiskey in collaboration with Travis, the rock brand, the Scottish brand. This is only 234 of these bottles were made in collaboration. So this is very special. For a collector, it's amazing because in a few years' time, this bottle will be very special for someone else.
Do you remember what you were doing in May of 1998?
May 1998, I have no idea, man. 98, oh my God, I was definitely flying crazy. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they
I was
said my
probably
audio shit. Let me change my
in some
headphones.
break. Yeah, it's like I can feel like almost like a helicopter once in a while. But yeah. Anyway, so that was something special that I acquired the other day. It was like he sold out in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. And Jen and I were like trying on 2 computers to get one. So it was we got one. It was really good. Super exciting for me.
Okay, how's that? Can you hear me?
Cool. I can hear you fine. You sound way better now.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh, maybe because you swapped earphones and muted you. Have you checked that? You
Talk.
can't hear me still. You can't hear me. Hello, Eric. Yes, we can hear you. Not you, May. I was talking to Eric, but I'm glad you guys can hear me. I can't even type. Marks, can you let Eric know his audio was good? I don't know why he can't hear us or hear me. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry about this. To be honest, I didn't know Eric was joining us. A really good surprise. And as soon as he's back, we can crack on with the show. We got some exciting stuff to announce. Hi, mate. Hi, mate. What's up, guys? Yeah, come on, Eric. I need you. I'm feeling lost right now. I had all this planned on my own, and now this guy joined, and now he left me. I don't know what to do. Help me. Anyway, how many people have we got with us?
92.
There he is. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your sound is way better now. Anyway, that's
Okay.
what I was saying earlier when you couldn't hear me. Anyway, let's crack on with the show because we've been already stalling a lot. So Eric is back with us, which is a surprise. You now take over, Eric. Where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm in the airport by Copenhagen. I guess I'm doxing myself on a live stream. So if anyone happens to be in Copenhagen right now, then maybe we could say hi. And flying back to America tomorrow morning, bright and early. So we just came in from small, really like Lego house. And we're on the train all day and just pulled into the hotel. Looking here. So my beard is not done up. I wasn't expecting to be on here. But because we kind of made good time, I guess, or checked in quickly, I figured help Carlos out. Talk about how he always gets the breaks.
Yeah, I'm glad you joined me, to be honest. But yeah, how do I get the breaks?
Get all the breaks in life, huh?
I know. So this time I got a new break.
Yeah,
I
look at that.
Broke my wrist, which is no fun. I'll tell you now, it's super painful. And I'm not enjoying it, but it's okay. I suppose I have to make the most out of it, and I mean, yeah, I'm working around it right now. Still learning, I suppose. This happened only at the weekend, so. But we could talk
Did
about
you have to
that a
get?
little
Did you
bit.
get
Yeah.
metal? Did they drill into it and put metal, or you doing
Not
surgery,
yet.
or what?
So this is temporary. I'm waiting for the surgeon to call back if I need to actually have a surgery or just put a proper cast and manipulation and proper cast. So yeah, in England you have to wait quite a
Mello wants
while.
to know if it's from breakdancing in the Olympics, like
Yeah,
Ray-Ban.
I had that joke too, and also had the joke that you're not supposed to do that stuff in the shower, and you ask your wife to do it for you. What
Who
other
said that?
jokes have I had? Yeah, that was you. But I've had a few jokes. All jokes is about men helping themselves apparently. But no,
Yeah.
this was playing football, soccer for you guys on Sunday. I haven't played this type of soccer, which is like 11-a-side with a proper team for 2 years because I was getting lots of little injuries. So I decided to stop and I decided to go back 2 Sundays ago and it was fun. And then I played again and this happened.
Decided to get the big injury.
I know. The funny thing is I was speaking to one of my friends in the morning before I went when I told him I was going to play. And he said, "Oh, you're back playing?" I'm like, "No, not really. Just now because it's a friendly game. But I can't play again because I was always getting injured." And then, boom, this happened a few hours later. So, yeah, maybe it's time
Well, let's
to call it.
we'll,
Anyway,
we'll talk more. We'll talk more about the injury in our weekly topic. But let's get into our viral videos. I'm interested to see what Marks might have pulled up for us.
mm,
What do you think he's got? Sports related things?
well, the theme broken. It could be anything really.
I don't
Could be
want to see a bunch of broken boats. I don't want to see a bunch of broken
could be a broken heart.
broken mind.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. He's getting hurt. I can tell already.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me when I was trying to be smooth, picking up girls back in the day. I had no
no flair.
no
I get it,
mojo,
right?
no mojo at all.
That was quite funny, actually. It was like proper giving it all, and then lost it. Yeah. I think the only thing he broke there was his ego.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, could have been worse, man. I would much rather go down like that than like a boom and like knock your head really fast.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, I think the only thing he broke there was his ego. But
Yeah.
he looked young, so he healed very quickly.
Yeah, at least he's not sharing it on TikTok for the whole world to see.
Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
frostbite.
Looks
Let's
like
see it.
hula hoops.
Remember
Hula
me,
hoop.
the guy that burnt his fingerprints off?
Oh, goddamn.
Well, not only did that video get over 50 million views, but Gordon Ramsay himself reacted to it.
Harmon, you look like a mummy.
And not only did he call me a donut, but he promised me he was going to send me a Hexclad set.
I'll send you some new pans. Hexclad, because they're non-stick.
Now, here's my issue. Not only did Gordon send me a full-on Hexclad pan set, he also sent me all of the Hexclad knives. So I'm just here to say my fingers are feeling a lot better, and Gordon Ramsay is the GOAT. He came through with those Hexclad pans. My fingers are obviously all healed up, feeling a lot better. Still don't have all the feeling, but hey, it was worth it in my opinion.
I mean, that's a good way to get some free pans and knives.
Dude, you saw what happened to me. You saw what happened to me with my burn. I didn't get any free pans for that.
Yeah, that's because
Free AeroPress.
You didn't put out there for Gordon Ramsay, man.
Yeah, maybe no. Here, we'll talk about, because I got a burn this year.
Yeah, that was nasty, man. That looked nasty.
I'll pull it up.
I tell you now.
It was like.
But for all I know, this guy got 50 million views, and he probably just pretended to burn his fingertips, man. You never know.
It was interesting how like it left black marks in the pan.
On the pan, yeah. That must have been the skin.
I mean, like my skin's not burned.
Hey, man, if you're a fugitive, just get some frying pans and stick your hand in it.
Come on, man. Where is this? Hands.
I'm trying to read some comments in the meanwhile. Yeah, I am right-handed, so it's hard to do most things right now. But well, it's hard. But I tell you what, this only happened on Sunday, and we're now on Wednesday. And yeah, it's getting better. I'm getting used to it. Obviously, typing and stuff, I can still find it weird. Yeah, do you know? Your hand looks like that Russian president back in the day, Gorbachev's head. You remember? He had that birthmark on his head. That's what your hand looked like.
And then it like cracked open.
Oh man, that's nasty.
Yeah. Whoop. I spilled. For those who don't know, I went on a camping trip, and I was preparing a coffee in the morning, and I had an AeroPress set up. And I was doing the upside down method, and I was sitting down. That was my first mistake. And I put the cap on, and then I put the cap on while I prepared the other stuff, and the pressure built up in the AeroPress. So when I went to flip it over, the cap exploded off, and then it just went all in my hand. And then I applied utility balm to it and Beardbrand products, and this is what it looks like today. No burns.
Not bad, man. Looks good.
Yeah. I mean, you can still see like a little bit of an outline, but generally speaking, I don't think anyone noticed anything different about my hand. What do we got next?
But I think that will go away. By the way.
Yeah. Got some gaming.
Accidentally full autoing the player. Oh, didn't mean to pull onto you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's so sensitive. I'm so sorry. So sorry. It's so sensitive.
That's the British way,
Well,
man, right? Don't they apologize for everything?
it sounded American though.
He didn't sound American at all.
He did. Play that thing
No.
again. That
No,
guy
guys,
was-
guys in the comments, do you think this is an
Accidentally
American?
full autoing a player.
Oh, didn't mean to pull onto you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's so sensitive. I'm so sorry. So sorry. It's so sensitive.
Dude, if you think that's
Hey,
American,
no,
if you think that's
yeah,
American,
maybe-
you have not been living in Britain long enough.
maybe. Well, yeah. I've been here far too long. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm lost. What happened?
So they're playing airsoft. I guess they have like a no automatic rule, but his gun was set to automatic, so it blasted out like, I don't know, 4 shots all at once, and then just pelted the guy. And I've played airsoft before. It's not my favorite. When you're 6'5", you're a big target, and I'm slow and ducking, and being small is not my sport. So, yeah. See, Chad Oliver agrees. Not American. We don't like you that much.
All right, don't get so defensive. God, I said all right the second time. He didn't sound American. I thought the first time he did. God, I'm foreign, so I don't know. Can't tell the difference between American, English, or Australians.
All of us English speakers sound the same to you.
Yeah, I have to auto tune.
Oh, she got her hands loaded.
Okay. Can you open the door? I think you got it. I can't.
Oh no! Oh no! What an asshole of a friend. Oh.
The person
Whoever
that
that was that? If that was her husband, my God, what? Husband?
No,
He just
that was like
there.
a couple of girlfriends. Dude, she had a
Oh,
hand for filming and a hand to help out with the stuff. And she just watched her trip over the
That's
lawnmower.
like,
Unbelievable.
I mean, she could have just grabbed the box.
Well, her hands are full too. She can't like protect her fall. Oh, that poor
my
woman.
God. What a dumbass friend. All for the gram.
Yeah, that's what you look like, huh? How you got injured?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Holding all
my
your
dumbass
balls.
friend.
You had your balls. You couldn't contain it. You fell over.
Yeah. They're heavy after all this time.
Yeah, it's been loading up. We've been talking about that for the past few streams.
Mm.
Going on 5th month.
I look like Lamster.
I don't know who that is.
Hamster. Hamster.
Oh, a hamster.
You know yeah.
The animal. Yeah.
I didn't sound American enough.
Yeah. USA. Was this basketball?
Paul George saw a bone literally sticking out of his leg after a fall and somehow was an MVP candidate just 4 years later. In summer 2014, Paul George was competing for a spot at Team USA's training camp until his whole world came crashing down. Running at full speed, George tried to chase down a James Harden layup, but landed awkwardly at the base of the basket. A bone was sticking out of his leg and the arena went dead silent. He suffered a compound fraction of both his tibia and fibula. Some even speculated that this might end his career, but PG-13 was determined to get back. After a long recovery process, he returned to action in April 2015, picking up right where he left off. Just a few years later, he was an MVP candidate, all coming after.
There's
I don't.
I can't handle like the bad injuries, like especially when they happen on live TV, and the idea that like the bone will be out of the skin.
But they
you ever
try
had
not
an
to show
injury
those
like
things
that
anymore. I've never. This is the first time I actually broken a bone. I've had like snapped tendons and stuff like that, but I never had a broken bone. This is the first time. But I've seen people having bones sticking out before. There was a guy who kicked my knee, and he broke his tibia in three different places, and one bit was sticking out by kicking my leg. I was crazy.
Dude,
I was like,
I did-
oh man, I've seen someone's knee so twisted that I thought it wasn't even possible. Yeah,
No,
I've seen
like,
some nasty stuff.
yeah. I've seen it like on TV, never in person. The worst I've seen in person, outside of like my own burn, is my wife dropped a razor in the shower and she tried to catch it, and then like her thumb had like it was like gills. It looked like gills because like the 5 razors or whatever just cut it, and like that was like terrible for her. I'm like, oh, dude, I can't handle it. Just like and it was only like a paper cut. It wasn't like a gruesome. It was just like those little cuts like that.
Oh man, I had, which one was it? One of my little pinkies. I have a scar. Oh, it's this one here. I have a scar. So I was picking up these when I was, I don't know, very young. I was picking up this rock with another guy because we used to work in a granite and marble thing. We used to cut it in these big machines, but we had to pick it up a little bit with the help of a machine, but we had to guide it. And as we picked it up guiding it, like the other guy in the machine moved it too quick, and my pinky hit another rock on the side, and he cut. And when I look, all I could see was my bone and white, and then all of a sudden blood started coming through. Same here, I've got this like massive scar here. I could see my tendons and bone moving. A guy cut me with a knife. There's a scar here. A guy cut me with a knife, and I could see my tendons and my bone there.
Yeah.
Oh, mental, man.
You've had a few,
yeah, I've had some crazy shit happening in life, and seen some mad stuff. Yeah,
all right.
some good gruesome.
We
Anyway.
got we got more in here. Let's see.
All right, one funny one now.
Well, I don't know. It's a lot of breaking stuff.
Oh, Neymar. Oh. I mean,
that was you.
Yeah,
Except with your
that's
wrist, huh?
nasty. That can be nasty because he fell on the guy's foot and twisted his. That's how I snapped my tendon, kind of. Yeah, I twisted my foot so bad, but wasn't playing football. Funny enough, I was walking the dogs in the forest, and I put my foot on this tree root coming out of, and I twisted it so bad. That's how I snapped one of my tendons on my foot.
Knock
It's
on
so
wood.
painful.
Knock on wood,
So
my
painful.
ankles have been pretty good. All right, let's do
Yeah,
one
so
more,
painful.
and then we'll move on to our quiz. I got quiz questions for you, too.
You do? Wow.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. Well,
Last minute.
I have one which I prepared. I was going to ask the audience because you're not here, but I
Yeah.
suppose I'll have to ask you now.
Well, you can ask the audience, and then
No, I'll ask you.
delay. Yeah, okay.
I'll ask you.
Yeah, last viral video. Okay. That's an ugly foot.
Fuck.
That's a woman's foot?
It's like, what? Women
Do,
are so creepy.
like those there's like a bunch of people on the internet with like foot fetishes, right?
Yeah. She would not get a job.
God, man. I mean, in my opinion, not that I have a big catalog of like gorgeous feet to know what's a good looking foot or not, but I mean that middle one was just like,
Yeah, that was not a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, obviously the torn lateral ligament isn't making it nice, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I think I call bullshit. If something's like a serious injury, you're not healing from it in 5 days. Look at that toe. Go back at that. Go back a little. Just a little bit. Yeah, when it's up, right? No. Yeah. Look how fucking big that second toe is. It's like a octopus tentacle or something. What are you doing over there, Carlos? Just checking your email.
No, I was just pulling something up, like some comments. I've got like 3 screens going on. I'm watching our
okay.
live on my phone and there.
All right, let's get the quizzes going. I got to get more water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall I
Go
go
ahead.
first then?
Yeah.
Okie dokes. So, I mean, this is the question I had ready for the audience, but as you're here, so you can answer. What are the 5 ways to start healing when you feel broken? 5 top or 5 ways.
5 ways to heal when you feel broken. Well, rest. Is that one of them?
No, keep going.
Okay. All right. So we'll go with rest, physical therapy, temperature therapy, like ice it or heat it, stretching,
Okay. What about other type of broken?
all right. I mean, so
When you
that's the
feel,
physical broken. All right. So what about the emotional broken?
yeah, if you feel mentally,
You got to like accept your situation.
Okay,
You
good.
to address the core problem. You need to forgive past experiences or people or things. You have to move on, leave things behind. And in my opinion, you need to purge. And when I say purge, I mean it as a way, it could be like you need to purge or release in a way that's either like physical or emotional, like talking it through, talking it out, releasing like kind of the angst. I don't know.
Yeah, seek help. I
Seek
would
help.
say. Yeah. And that can be physically, mentally, all those things that you just said work the same way physically and mentally, I'd say. Yeah, you kind of said it all. So, yeah, seek help is probably one of the most important ones after all the others that you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of guys, myself included, I tend to bear the burden of my own problems and not share that burden at all. I tend to not seek help when I'm facing things. I do tend to talk about my problems pretty regularly, and I find that talking about it is good because I do get solutions to it. So in a sense, that is not explicitly like seeking help, but seeking others. Really, it's just not being alone in the process. So it's not necessarily like, oh, I've got this problem, I need to have this person help me with it. It's like, oh, I got this problem, let me share it and then release it from me. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, dudes are good at keeping everything to themselves, but I truly believe it's good to seek help, whatever way. It doesn't have to be sometimes professional. It can be a friend, as you know. Sometimes I seek help from you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe in that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got one for you.
Hmm.
What are the 5 most common types of sports injuries? And I'd like to see if people in the comments get it as well. The 5 most common sports injuries.
5 most common sports injuries will be hamstring, snap tendons. I don't have to tell you a specific area, right?
Yeah, it's more categories.
I would say categories. So snap tendons, broken bones, cuts, boxing a lot, broken bones, yes, concussions, and one more. Come on, man, think. Wow, can't think of one more. Tendons. Oh, muscle ruptures and muscle. Can't think of anything else.
Well, this was done with AI, so I don't know how accurate this is. It could be totally made up. But the first one we'll say is correct: sprains and strains. So like tears of tendons. It didn't talk about the specifics. To me, like a sprain is going to be more like a mild injury, which makes sense why it's most common. But at the most extreme, it's going to completely tear off. This one has like knee injuries as number 2. So that's like ACL tears, meniscus, but it's kind of like combining number 1 and 2 in my opinion. Number 3 is what you currently got. Broken bones.
Bone. Yeah.
Number 4 they say is dislocations. So you pop a finger out.
Dislocations, yes, which I had before on my finger, but it was easy to fix.
Yeah. And then the last one is tendinitis. So when you get
tendinitis.
old, yeah,
you don't need to be old. Tendinitis.
Well, yeah, but it's more of like a repetitive motion, long term kind of thing.
No concussions.
I don't know how accurate that is. No, I mean, I don't know how true this is.
Cuts, man. Boxing is a sport. There's a lot of cuts. Hockey.
Yeah, but how many people are boxing?
Oh, well, mixed martial arts nowadays, man. Everyone gets beaten up.
I think
anyway.
Who was it? Raider 94 talked about concussions, right? That's a bruise. I think that's pretty common. But I mean, it's like, is a bruise really an injury? Usually not. Depends on where it is or how bad it is.
Depends who you are.
Yeah. Some people bruise.
I bruise easily, so be careful how you handle me.
Is that a song?
Yeah. You don't know the song? Come on, man. You gotta know that song. Everyone knows this song. Go on. If you know that song, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On to the news. Beardbrand news. Men's news. What's going on in the world? Let's get that image up. Shall we get that image?
Oh, Mark.
Let's see if it's ready. There it is.
Beautiful. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. You guys know what this is? Well, you should now. It's the new Beardbrand utility trimmer. We just announced it in email yesterday. We just released the photograph. We teased it in last week's live stream. And it is officially maybe coming. We are doing we're doing a Kickstarter for this product to see if there's interest in it. We have, if you guys are longtime followers of the stream, you know that we've sung the praises of Brio Beardscape for many years, probably like over a half a decade. And we reached out to them to collaborate and do our version of the Beardscape, which is what we did here. So we collaborated with Brio. We have our own unique colorway, white on white, sleek look. We were able to update the control panel, as you can see in there. Did a little bit of Beardbrand touches and nods out there. And we gave it a new name, called it the Utility Trimmer. So a product that we will encourage you guys to use anywhere that you need to trim up some hair. So we're super excited about this. For us to produce it, based on like the MOQs that we have with the manufacturer, we need to get 500 commitments for this utility trimmer. If we don't get 500 commitments, then maybe the product wasn't what you guys wanted, and we're not going to produce it. So that release will be on September 3rd. If you are not subscribed to Beardbrand newsletters, Beardbrand letters, I encourage you guys to log in, sign up, and get notified. Get notified when that pre-launch goes, because we've got some deals and some discounts for the ones who placed their commitments earlier. The first 25 will get a I don't know if we've talked about all the things that you're going to be getting, but we do have nice little promotions for people who come early. They get rewarded. And Carlos, you were pretty instrumental in the design of these trimmers.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, like you said, we've been using Brie for a long time. So to be able to come up with something super cool like this, it just looks beautiful, man. Who doesn't want that, man? I love it. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Yeah, I think it's an amazing color, man. And obviously the quality is exactly the same as a Brio, but just a cooler design with the Beardbrand logo there.
There's
I need that in my dope kit bag. So
yeah, when we're talking about, like, we've been promoting Brio for a while. A lot of our super fans have a Brio already, and you kind of had some good use cases. Like, you keep one in your dot bag, you have one on your shelf. It doesn't hurt to have too many if you want or need it. You can also, if you're kind of like OCD a little bit, you could have one like just for your beard and one for your body. So you have two different devices depending on how you want your hair trimming experience to go. And like, we went with, kind of like the white color, because when we looked in the marketplace, there are so many black trimmers. Like, they are, in my opinion, a dime a dozen. And black's a nice color. Like, I'm not against black. I think it's it's a fine color. There's a reason everyone does black. But to me, to be able to produce something, I've always wanted to produce something that isn't like everything you see on the marketplace. So going in a primary white or slightly off-white color, I think it really stands out, and I'm pretty stoked for it.
Yeah, and going back to having like a trimmer in various different places, like I the one that I have in my dope kit bag never moves out of there, because it's just the one that I travel all the time with. But I also have one in my bathroom and one downstairs that I use for something else. But yeah, so it's it's never bad to have more than one. I think it's a good thing, to be honest.
And then in other Beardbrand news, if you missed the live stream last week, we launched Pearl Snap, a brand new fragrance, a white line fragrance. It's available on Amazon.com exclusively. That should not be available anywhere else, not even on Beardbrand.com. It is a classic Americana fragrance. Harkens back to the old 70s splash-on colognes, the old barbershop fragrances. A lot of people have already placed an order for Pearl Snap, and they've got them and they smell it. So I see a couple of those people are in the chat room right now. They can give their take on Pearl Snap. Pearl Snap is available in styling paste and utility oil. And I just got word that utility balm has arrived at the warehouse, the Amazon warehouse. So in the coming days, you should expect the utility balm to be available in Pearl Snap. And then, of course, our other white line fragrance, Lumberyard, is available on Amazon as well. So you can get Lumberyard and Pearl Snap in styling paste, utility oil, and Lumberyard's still available in sea salt spray. So, yeah, it's...
Yeah, I also just seen a nice comment from Chewy. Beardbrand themed travel case possible too. Yes, it is possible. We've talked about it, but first we need the 500 commitments to produce the trimmer, and once we get that, then we talked about a nice little case, and I think that would be cool to do in the future. But yeah, let's get those 500 first. Those 500 commitments to produce the trimmer.
One thing at a time. I'm excited though. I think it's, if you've got your Brio Zero Guard, that device is going to work with our device. So it's got interchangeable aspects to it. And then we're not doing black guards on it. We're doing white guards. So you'll be able to kind of, you could even like simplify your life if you have two, where you basically, because each guard has two sizes on it. Like I like the 3mm, 6mm guard is my favorite, but you could have like the 3mm, 6mm guard in white, and then your black one is going to be your 2-1 guard. And then you can know really quickly just by looking at the colors, if you have those 4 guards or the 4 links available in just 2 guards, can really help make the experience better for trimming. That's all I got. There's some good comments though. Can the Zero Guard come with it? We weren't planning on that. We weren't planning on that, but maybe down the road. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, we've never sold a beard trimmer before in like 12 years, and it's a big investment. Like it's an expensive product for us. We don't know how well our customers want that. Like, are they all? They might all be stocked up with beard trimmers, like ironically, it might be like the worst product to offer because all of our guys already have a beard trimmer. So we don't know if it's going to be something that rocks or not, but I'm excited to see.
Yeah, me too. Well, let's make sure we make 500 because I won't want to.
We'll get it. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna, when I get back to America, I'm gonna be producing a video. This beard has gotten way too unruly. I haven't trimmed it up at all. I don't know if you can tell. Like the neck is just, it's killing me. Like, and then like there's just this part is all bad. Like I haven't trimmed it at all. So I've got a good trim video coming in that I'll be using the new clippers on it and see how they do, and making my beard look pretty good.
But you have to do it with your left hand just to see how good that is.
That's you. That's the video for you.
Oh man, I don't think I can.
Yeah. But Cats asked what separates our beard trimmer from others. As I said earlier, like it is a collaboration with Brio, so it's the Beardscape version 2. The battery life lasts friggin' forever. Like literally, you charge it once or twice a year. With my experience, Like it may even be like once a year. I'm charging mine up. The other unique thing is the guards. I think that the way the guards are set up is incredibly innovative. Most guards will have 6 individual guards that you have to go through. This one, they have 2 different links on one piece of plastic, I guess, or one guard. So you can flip it around or flip it up. So it just like streamlines everything. You don't have 6 guards cluttering up everything. You get down to just a couple. It feels good in your hand. It's ergonomically challenged. And then ours stands out in the colorway is really the value that we add. Is it's a great product with a unique color that is not very common in the marketplace. So we did our research. I couldn't find too many white trimmers, if any, really. Like I was searching for white beard trimmers, and they don't exist. So if the color white is not for you, then it's not going to be a very compelling offer other than being a great trimmer. But if you wanted something that's a little bit different than everything else on the marketplace, I don't see much else out there.
I mean, it's an amazing design for one.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, does everything a trimmer does, but the design is also amazing.
Yeah, ceramic blade. It's a hot
Super
swappable blades as well. Like you've got the option to go even finer blades. It's a nice, high quality trimmer. And then we call it a utility trimmer because you can use it anywhere. Use it on your beard, your armpit, down there, your legs if you're a bodybuilder or something like that. I don't know.
A cyclist.
Yeah, cyclists, swimmers. Get your head buzzed up. All right, our weekly topic, man. We've kind of already talked about it.
Yeah. So weekly topic. I mean, I broke my wrist in 3 places playing soccer this weekend. Hence why we came up with this topic. But I suppose the topic is not just about broken bones, and you could be mentally, which kind of it did break me mentally when this happened, because like I said in the beginning, I was just talking to a friend before I went and played soccer. I didn't want to commit to play soccer again because I was getting too many injuries, and then I went and played a few hours later and I break a bone, which I have never done in my life. I never broke any bones. So mentally, when I was at the hospital waiting, and when I got my x-ray done, I was like, fuck, man, why did this happen to me? I was getting into that self-pity. And I was like, now it's like I can't do anything, going to struggle to work, going to struggle to pick up my kid, which I haven't been able to pick up my kid, It's like, and I was like, just all this stuff. Fuck, why is this shit happened to me? Poor me, poor me, poor me. So, and then I snapped out of it. I was like, you know what, man? You just have to work around it and do the best you can with it. And I have. For work, actually, it's not that hard, man. The only hard thing is, I can't use the trimmer to trim my beard. But everything else, man, I just, if it's too much typing, I just use my voice, and the computer types it for me. So I work around that. Everything else, pretty okay with one hand. The only thing is I can't pick my kid up when he's out of something, but if he's in this little carrier that we have, I can pick him up, but I can also talk to him. I don't need my arms to talk to him. So I've been playing with the kid. It's just fine. It's just I can't carry him around like I was doing. I still being able to cook and help my wife around the house with one hand. So life didn't end like I thought it
probably
would.
Not all our viewers know this, but you've gone through a lot of challenging things in life. Like,
yeah,
for a period of time, you were on the streets. You showed off a bottle of whiskey, but that's not something that you're going to enjoy at all,
no,
other than to look at.
Yeah, that is collecting items. That is something for a future auction. So yeah, I collect some things that it's basically, I don't know. I just know they are unique, and then hopefully I can profit on those in the future. That's basically
No, but
what it is.
yeah, but less about the whiskey, more about like overcoming your addictions and being able to, find your pathway back and
Yeah, I
really
mean,
healing.
look, like you said, man, I was, I suppose, broken. Rock bottom is I ended up homeless from having a good life. Ended up homeless in London, and the way to get out of that was I had some really cool help. First of all, I didn't know there was help. I just wanted to die. That's why I ended up homeless, because I didn't care. I lost all my morals of life when I was stuck in addiction. But when I did get the help, when I found out there was help and I got it, it was like not just eye-opening, but was like something in me just was like, wow, there is a way out, and I was like, gave it my all, because I went to rehab and I was there for the first, I think, 2 weeks. I wanted to go away because I was uncomfortable sitting down with all these weird feelings. But after that, after 3 months, I was begging to stay an extra 3 months because I really wanted to heal. I really wanted that help. I was starting to unbreak myself, if you like, to put it in that way, to get to know myself and to actually understand I could live a life without, having to go through any of that crap. And so, yeah, it was amazing. I ended up working in that environment too, which helped me a lot afterwards, before Beardbrand. So, yeah, I can say I had a big life lesson. I'm still not perfect, and I still have bad days and crazy days, but to get out of that dark hole and be where I am today, it's just, I don't even know like what word to explain something like that. It's just wow, amazing. I definitely back then I would never seen that happen. As I mentioned, I thought I was gonna die. I didn't care about anything. I was almost, because I really, really didn't care about anything. To be
What advice would you give to someone who's in that, where it feels like the best option for you is death, and knowing like what a fruitful life that you've had since those darkest moments? Like, what do you tell that person to help them realize that life is worth it, and there's still beauty to be found despite where they're at currently?
Yeah, no matter what's happening in your life, if you want to die, I think the best thing to do is seek help. First of all, there's a lot of people going through exactly the same thing, and also people that already been through it and came out on the other side. So you just need that first step, which is seek for that help. And once you're there, you just need to knuckle down and listen for a little while, and then start practicing those same things that then people say to you, and you'll figure yourself out. And that's the beauty of it. You will figure yourself out. You start realizing whatever it was, it's either out of your control, or you know it wasn't your fault, whatever that might be. There's definitely a way to go past it and come out on the other side, for sure. So the best advice I was given was, yeah, seek for help, listen, And when you're told to talk, then talk, because that's when you're ready to talk. But at first I was told to shut up and listen, which I think was one of the best advices I ever heard. Because there was times I really wanted to talk, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would probably just either get defenses or negative. So by really listening and quiet my head down, I was able to then realize that, okay, so that's what actually that meant. And sometimes you don't get it the first time. You have to go and listen to the same thing more than once through more than one people, because you'll find out lots of different people have the same story. You know, things might be a little bit different, but the story is the same in terms of what happened, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you went through trauma of some sort, right? And everyone
yeah,
experiences different traumas in different ways. So, something, quote unquote, broke you. And then you're seeking to escape that trauma, which I would imagine, which leads you to, drinking alcohol or, abusing pills
drugs.
and then there's also the physical component of it where your body physically gets addicted to those drugs as well. Like what they call, you'll have withdrawal symptoms, and you had to go
Yeah.
through all that too.
Yeah, so I mean, the withdrawal symptoms, it's you get help anyway. Once you go past that, it's all mental. Unfortunately, once you're addicted to some substances, you're gonna have crazy physical withdrawals, which I had to go to get rid of those first before I even went to rehab. To be honest, it's not nice, not gonna lie, but once you pass that, then you just have to knuckle down with the mental one. But it's the same process. You just have to, listen to the people around you. Let the people that are there support you. That's why they're there for.
Charlie had a good question about, like, if you have, how do you deal with pain management as and dealing with an addiction? Do you have to try to avoid opiates?
I mean, pain management, like for example, right now.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Yeah, so I avoided opiates all my life. Yes, because I was addicted to opiates. So I never took morphine. You have to think of this, Charlie. So when you're an addict, it's like there's two ways. Sometimes you don't have a choice. I've been for an operation where I was given it, and I had no choice of whatsoever in that. So when I woke up and I found out that's what they gave me from the operation. However, it was not like when you ask for something and the only reason why you're asking it is because you know what it is. So if it's out of your control and there's it's medication given to you because there is no other way, that's what it is. Because end of the day, that's not what's going to take you back to using. I suppose if you are not done with using, then and you know what those medications are, you're going to ask for them, I suppose, because I've seen it happening with some friends. So unfortunately, I mean, I used other type of painkillers, but if it's out of my control, then so be it. Yeah. I mean, I know people that've been clean for 30 years or whatever, and they had to go to hospital. And again, it's just it was the last resort. They had to take it. Luckily, doesn't trigger. I won't say luckily. I think you just so far ahead that it just doesn't matter anymore. It's not something that it's going to I don't know, take you back. To be honest, look, the way I think it is, there's nothing about going back to addiction that appeals to me. Nothing. Like, it's like you can put whatever many grams of that stuff in front of me. It's nothing that appeals to me. I know what's there if I choose to touch that stuff. Like, it's not even an option. Why would I even touch that? It's just not an option in my head anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God for that, because it used to be the other way around. You know, it was always the option. Yeah, I don't know. Like, my daughter asked me that question the other day, which was quite interesting actually. She said, "So do you ever think about those things?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, do you ever think about wanting to take?" I'm like, "No." Like, because we were talking about some homeless guy that just asked me money. I said I didn't have any because I didn't. And we got talking, and then she asked me, "Do you ever think about, like, you know?" And I'm like, "No." It's just like, no. And I said, "Look, that guy is the prime example of, you know, where I was and where I don't want to be again. And I feel bad for that guy, and I couldn't even help him today. But is a good example of, you know, where that would take me. So no, don't occupy my brain anymore."
Yeah. If you
I
guys
probably rambled a lot, but I'm sorry. But yeah.
No, I think it's an important topic, and I encourage you guys, if you're still in the stream, throw the questions in. We're getting to our Q&A section of our live stream, where we wrap it up with some questions. If you have questions around this, Carlos has a very interesting story. He's been through a lot, and he's also been in a support role, helping other people, you know, find their pathway back to sobriety and finding their way to healing. Obviously, physical breaks seem to be very clear cut on how to heal, but the emotional ones, there's a lot of hidden trauma that not everyone sees. It's easy to see, like when you have a broken arm, then when the broken arm is better again. It's not easy to see when your heart or your mind is broken. So you know, he's got great insight into that. David, you got some questions. Looking forward to him coming in. You know, I was going to also add, I don't know if you remember Philip Seymour Hoffman, and you know, he's a guy who fell off the wagon and ended up killing him, you know, like after being clean for 20 years, something like that. Incredibly sad story of an incredible actor, in my opinion, who clearly, like, you know, got that itch, and maybe in his mind he's like, well, I've done so well for so many years, I can just have one beer, or, you know, I'll have, you know, do a line of coke, or whatever it is, and then gets that feeling again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I had that conversation with Jeremy Sayers the other day. He's got an uncle who's been clean for X amount of time, and Jeremy said, "Oh, you've been clean for 20-something years. Why don't you have a beer when you're barbecue?" And the uncle had the typical really good answer to that is, like, "It's been so long," Jeremy said, "you probably could have a beer." And his uncle said exactly the same I say all the time. "I probably could, but I don't want to risk it." It's like, why do I want to find out all after all this time?
yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Do you avoid non-alcoholic beers too?
No, I've had a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
I've had, barbecue here and there, but again, it's flavor thing, I suppose. I mean, alcohol was never my trouble, really. It was the drugs, but yeah, don't bother me.
Okay. You're a painkiller guy, opiate guy?
I was proper heroin and proper cocaine.
Okay.
There was not even the pills so much, man. I think I had some sleeping pills, but yeah, it was opiates, definitely heroin.
Okay.
Heroin and crack cocaine was my thing. Obviously, it all started nice and fun with party drugs, but once it became, that's where I got my addiction, was on those heroin and crack cocaine. There was something I just thought I wanted to say, but it's gone from my head.
What's your take on Greg's question? Thoughts on California Hollywood sober? I don't know what that is. I assume that's like you can smoke weed, but avoid everything else.
I mean, I don't know. I think today's kids are like into different stuff. So I suppose, I mean, weed is healthier. So I suppose they're not much of drinkers, I don't think, nowadays, kids. Either. So I don't know. Maybe it is the way. I do not have an answer for that, Greg. To be honest, I have no idea.
I would say, like, if you struggle with addiction, I would certainly, especially alcohol, I would not be a social drinker. I think like alcohol can create some serious dependencies. I think weed also. I think people make weed seem less harmless than it is. I think weed does certainly have some issues. I think it's less harmless. Excuse me. I think it's less dangerous than alcohol, but it certainly can become an addiction and a crux. And yeah, so I would say if you deal with addiction, in my opinion, I think a clean cut is the way to go. Like total abstinence, and like figuring out how to live your new life without those things in your life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know people that've been addicted to weed for years and years, and that's all they do, smoke weed. Yeah, I agree with you, definitely. If you don't get along with one, may as well be absent for all the others. So that's what I would say.
Let's Dave's got some grooming questions. I think they're pretty good questions. If you guys had receding hairline, would you eventually go bald, or would you go for a hair transplant? I know, Carlos, we've talked about this. I think it's very unlikely for you to deal with any kind of hair loss. But if you did have receding hairline, what would be your strategy for it?
I mean, it's definitely happening a little bit. I don't think it's going to go too crazy. You're right in that. But I mean, if I had the option of hair transplant, I probably would now. You know, things have advanced so much in the years, and I just been involved in one with a friend. So after seeing that, probably would try that first, because even though I don't mind me shaved head, I actually enjoyed it, and I nearly went back to it the other day. So I would definitely first go for the hair transplant. That would be my first option. If I was given the option, I would go.
I think it really kind of. I think it depends, like what your age is, how quickly you're losing your hair. You know, like we're in our 40s, so that by making it to the 40s with generally a full head of hair, it's very unlikely that we experience this. Now, if you're like 17 and the hair is rapidly going back, you know, I would probably not get a hair transplant, because there's a good chance that you get it and then it still goes back, and then you just have these patches of hair. So I would recommend not even considering a hair transplant until you're in your 30s, in my opinion. I would encourage is finasteride or durasteride and minoxidil as kind of like preventative treatments to hang on to the hair that you have. If you are younger and you are starting to experience hair loss. So I would start with those two things first, and see how you can tolerate that. Because if you do get a hair transplant, they're going to put you on those 2 drugs for the rest of your, effectively for as long as you want to keep your hair. And those have side effects as well. So hair transplant would certainly not be my first strategy. That being said, like I have, and I've talked about it before, like the crown of my head is thinner than up front, the sides and the back. So I do have, personally, I have desire to potentially want to thicken up the crown a little bit. I'll see if I can make it to 50. You know, like hair transplants are surgery. So it's I think a bigger deal than people make it out to be. But I also think it's a pretty cool thing. So hang on to it as long as you can. Slow it down as long as you can. And then if you're ready for it, go for it. What questions do we have? David, it only looks unnatural if you go to a poor surgeon. There are surgeons, like hair transplants. The thing that I didn't realize that was hair transplants are like artists. So you can go and get a tattoo and the tattoo looks like trash, and you go to a tattoo and it could be like a Michelangelo or a Leonardo da Vinci. It can be like an incredible piece of artwork. The same is true with hair transplants. You can go to a doctor and they just put a whole bunch of like plugs up front. It looks unnatural. Or you can go to someone who really has a keen eye. But it's also like surgery. So there's a healing component to it. And a little bit of it is on the client to make sure that they go through the proper post-surgery procedure to make sure they have the best outcome as well. So, yeah, I don't know. We could probably do a full video on hair transplants.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, and maybe we will. Maybe we will. What other questions we got? What do we got? Yeah, Brett Maverick, he's gotten one. And Turkey. I don't think Brett needed to go, in my opinion. Like for his hair that he had, he just wanted to even it out a little bit, put it in the temples. I don't think he needed to go. But, you know, like you got to, I know the world of YouTube, man. Sometimes you got to do what the YouTube things pay you to do. What would you say that is within one's will to stop an addiction, like a moment of awakening or epiphany? So yeah, so Lordy Graphics wants to know, like, what is where is that spark of inspiration to get clean? Do you know, Carlos?
Yeah, I need to tell you something.
I mean, for me, it was desperation, I suppose. Yeah, it was desperation for sure. I didn't care anymore. I was about to pretty much die. Actually, I did die a few times. I was brought back to life for some reason. So, which I think the reason was to be where I am today, father again, brother, son. So, yeah, for me it was desperation. You can call it the gift of desperation. There was nothing else, and someone just told me there was this place where they could put me in and help me, and I took it, and I went, got the help, stuck with it, and here I am today. And that's why I was saying earlier. I would say not everyone needs the gift of desperation. And by that, I mean, I hope if there's anyone struggling with addiction, listen to this right now. You don't need to get to that stage. I've done that research for you. I've been there for you. You don't need to get to that. If you struggle now with addiction and you still have a roof over your head and you still like have a job and stuff, just get the help now. You know, find that help right now, and stick with it. Follow the process. Yeah, because that gift of desperation that I had doesn't have to be yours. You can.
Well, Carlos, I got to run.
Okay.
I got the family back. I don't know if you saw it or not. Family's
I've
back.
seen
I
it,
got the
Dave.
kids hopping on the stream. My wife is off camera right over there. My kid's talking about pooping. So it's been a fun stream. I'm glad you were able to let me come on to it before my travels. I've had a lot of fun. And Charlie,
Yeah,
I'll
well,
answer your question in the Alliance. Charlie.
Okay, cool. We can just end the year anyway. So,
Yeah.
well, guys, I'll see you next week, Eric. Have fun with your kids and all that.
Cheers.
Hasta
on
la vista,
growing.
people. Go Marks.